Okay, Matrix, today we're doing question 3 as part of the June exam for 2023, and this is obviously a perspective drawing. So I apologize that it's taking me a bit long to make these videos. I have been very busy, but let's just get started. Okay, so they say here, given 3 views of a house and the information needed to draw a 2-point perspective drawing. Picture plane, horizontal line, ground line, station point, and they say complete the perspective drawing, align the drawing sheet to the ground line, determine and label the vanishing points, show all construction, show the depth at the windows, no hidden detail or internal detail is required. And then they give you here like a little bit of a rubric as to what you're getting marks for. So it's important for you to look at this, because if you're struggling with something, but you know, for instance, maybe you're struggling with the arc, but you know that you can draw the window in properly, and you will get 3.5 marks. Okay, so kind of use that as a guideline to encourage you to do everything that you need to do. Okay, so let's just get started. Okay, so first things first, when you have a drawing like this over here, is you're going to draw your first thing that you're going to do is you're going to draw these lines down that are touching the picture plane. So you're going to take these lines down. So here you're going to take a line straight down, and here you're going to take a line straight down. And then what you're going to do is you're going to grab the measurement of the house. So you see here it's not 30 or 60 degrees. So we are going to now try 45 degrees. Okay, so you see it's got an angle of 45 degrees. So what you're going to do is from the SP point, you're going to make an angle of 45 degrees. So there. And you're going to make a line going down as well. And then on the other side, you're going to draw a line over there. And you're going to draw a line going down as well. So that means that you will have your LVP over here and your RVP over here. Don't forget to label your vanishing points. All right, so what the rules basically need you to do is to draw according to obviously everything that they give you here. Okay, so just to kind of put things into perspective for you guys, this here, okay, is this side of the house, and this here is this side of the house, right? So if you have a look, the walls, sorry, not the walls, the patio is touching on this side here, and the roof is touching on this side here. So that's going to help you get your roof line as well as your patio line. Okay, so this is where our patio is, and here we have our roof line. So because the roof is going to go on top of everything, it is kind of important that we start there so that we don't have to worry about erasing lines to fit the roof over our walls. So we're going to start off by just taking the height of our roof onto this line here. So we have the roof over there. Okay, and if you want to take this gap up here as well, you can do that because it is required for you guys to do. And then what you can basically do is take the roof line across. So here we're going to take this roof line across like that, and we're going to take this roof line across here as well as this part over here. The reason why we're not taking this line across this side is because we're drawing this side of the roof, which you're not going to see this line on that side. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring the height of the roof, which is this point over here, directly onto this point over here. And then again, you're going to bring it to your LVP. So here we have our LVP, and here we have our RVP. So we should have something that looks a bit like this for now. What we are now going to do is we're going to grab our points. So you can grab this point here, bring it down to your picture plane, the middle points as well, and then obviously we do have the points that we're going to start with. So actually you're going to need to bring this line across, and I'm going to show you why in a second. So just lightly bring it across, just like that. Okay, so we're going to start off by bringing this point across, which you're going to draw across these two lines like this, okay? Because obviously it's got that height, so we need to have that included. And then we're going to draw that line over there. Then we're going to move on to the roof of the line of the roof over there, which we can draw in. We can then draw a line like that, and then you can draw in the bottom as well, because nothing is going to influence the bottom. Okay, so that's this part of the roof done, but now we obviously want to get extra parts of the roof in, so we can start with this line here to this point here to get that point. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to take the top of the roof, which is this point here, you're going to take it back all the way to your RVP. You're going to take this line down over here, okay, and then what you're going to do is drop that point on your line over there, and you're going to draw that line solid. Okay, so it should look like this over here. We can also get this point here, which will be on this line over here as well. Well, actually both of those lines. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this point to your SP like that, and then you're going to bring it straight down so it will land there, and then where that point lands you will have the roof connecting over here, and then these points here will connect as well. Okay, just remember that your drawing lines need to be darker than your construction lines. That way the person marking your paper can actually see where's what's happening, okay, so that they don't get confused. All right, so we now want to get this part of the roof in, and what we're going to do is we're going to take our LVP, we're going to take our line from there, and then we're going to put our ruler back on the LVP, and we're going to take our line over there. Okay, the reason why we're taking it to the LVP is because if you had to do that with your ruler, it's going in this direction, which is our LVP direction. Okay, any point going like this way would be our RVP. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take this corner point down over there. You are then going to drop it on this point over here, just like this over here, and then we are going to grab the top of this point here and bring it to the LVP as well, so that we have this over here, and then we're going to take this point here to the SP point down like that, and you're going to drop it on that line so it should land about there, and then we can connect all of our lines together so that you can see what we're working with. Okay, so far we've got that, and then the last part of the roof that we need to put in is this part here. We're not going to see all that's happening at the back. Okay, so now we're going to take these to our RVP, so that's going to be the RVP. This here will be our RVP, and then we're going to take the corner of our roof to our SP to bring that point down, and yeah, that's all actually. So then you're going to take that point down to this point over here, or these two lines. You're going to make your mark, and then you can basically connect all of your lines together. So these two lines will be connected, and these two lines will be connected just like this over here. Okay, so this is your roof done, and if you look on your rubric, your roof is 9.5 marks, right? So if you get 9.5, okay, you are like 25% more or less. You have like 25% more or less for this question. Okay, so that's correct, because 50 will be 20. Yeah, so you'll have just under 25% by just getting the roof in. Okay, so what I always say with EGD is draw as much as you can. Like if you are really battling and you just don't know if you'll be able to finish it, or if you just don't know what to do, then my recommendation will always to just be to do as much as you can do, because you'll get further by doing something than if you were doing nothing. Okay. Alright, so now we want to get our bottom part in, which is our patio, which does actually have a height as well. So we're going to take the floor height across, because we already have the one height straight on the bottom like that, and we're going to get our lines in. So let's start with the LVP. We're going to have a line going back like this, and if we go up there, we're going to have a line going back as well like that. Okay, we're going to go and take this point here, which will be the complete line for the drawing. So I'm going to take this to our SP down like that. Okay, make sure you take the wall line and not the roof line though, and then you're going to drop it right down from the roof to the ground like that, and make sure it touches, not like mine is not touching. Okay, and then once you've done that, you can grab the front part of the wall as well, which will be this part here. You can bring it down to your SP, and then what you can do, you can bring that line straight down like that, and you can connect all of your lines. So here you would connect your lines here, and here as well you'll connect the lines. So it should look like this so far. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to take this part to your RVP as well as this part here. Okay, and then you're going to grab the end point, which is this point over here, to your SP, and you're going to bring that line down, so it should be about there, and then you've got another part of the patio in. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I think I'm going to leave this part for just a little bit, because the wall is not complicated, but it is going to need a lot of time and attention. We're just going to quickly do some other bits and pieces before we basically get to this part here. Okay, so we're going to start off by just finishing this front wall here with the window that we have to put in as well. So we're going to take this point to our RVP. So this is still part of the wall that's not on the strip, as you can see over here and over here as well. And we're going to grab this part here, bring it down, and you can make this line completely solid, and then you can make this line solid as well. Okay, and then we're obviously going to get the window in over here, so we're going to grab the two heights of the window, which is this window here. We're going to put it on the line. So whenever you're grabbing a height, you always put it on a line that is touching the ground line, so these two lines here. But we're going to use this one because we know it's directly touching the patio, which is where our walls will be. And then once you've got those points, what you're going to do is you're going to bring those lines back just onto this part of the line over there, as well as over here, and then you're going to bring them to your RVP, so there and there. Okay, so why does mine look just a little bit higher than it's supposed to? Let me just check something. Mine was a little bit higher, sorry. Just make sure your measurements are in the right place. Okay, so there we go. You're going to grab your window heights, and then you're going to take your window down to the SP. So we're going to bring that point down as well as this point over here. Okay, just like that. And then once you have got the edges of the window, you can stick them in just by using your heights. Other parts, okay. So there's our window sitting over here. What we're also going to have to do is get the thickness of the window drawn in. So let's just finish that over there. So we're going to grab this point, take it to the LVP lightly for now. We're going to grab the thickness of the window, which will be this here. Let me just see which line that is again. Okay. and you're going to basically drop a line down onto that point. Then you can make this part here solid, and then you're going to go to your RVP, and from where those points are, you're going to do the window sill. Okay, so basically what you have is your house like this over here. All right, so what you're going to do now is you're going to draw a line out like that for this wall here. Again, we're going to take this line to our SP. Okay, and it's going to be slightly just over where the roof is, which is perfectly fine, because remember the roof has got an overhang. All right, and then we can connect that over there. So you can see that part of our house is coming in quite nicely now. So you can see the majority of the drawing is done. This is all of sort of the easy stuff still. Okay, even the circle is actually easy, so I will show you how to do that now to make it easier for you, but let's just continue. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take this line here across, and then you're going to take the edge of the wall here and bring that down, and then you're going to draw that line down, and you can draw that line across like that. Okay, then we are going to get our heights in for our circle. But what I'm doing is I'm going to be using this line here for our wall heights so that we can get it accurately on. So I'm going to basically, before we actually do that, hold on, let me just grab a highlighter for this part, because I think it's going to make it a lot easier if you see what I'm doing with the highlighter. So before we grab heights, let's actually section our circle, because we are going to do this now. So we're going to section the circle, and because it's only a semicircle, you only need to do a certain amount of sectioning. Sorry, let me just move this for a split second. I'm going to do that. And this as well. Okay, and then let me just check that it's back where you can see. Okay, all right, so now that you've sectioned your circle, and wrong color, I don't actually like using purple. Okay, you can see that the section lines are at these points here. Okay, so you're going to grab 4 or 5 heights. Let's just check 1, 2, 3, 5 heights. So the first height you're grabbing is the bottom, which is this part here. So let's just, I'm going to do one at a time so you can follow the highlighter. So we brought the bottom across. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're pretty much going to follow the walls. So here touches the wall, then you're going to go to your RVP, touches the wall, you're going to go to the LVP, draw a line across. Okay, then you can take your window where you're going to take your SP points, just like this over here. Then I want you to drop those points on the line, and then you can draw your bottom line here, just like that. Okay, then the second line that we're going to take across is going to be this one here. So you're going to bring it onto the line, just grab a different color so that it's easier. Okay, so we've got that over there, which I've made with a pink dot. Okay, so then again you're going to follow it along your wall. So you have the pink dot, you're going to go across like that to the RVP on the wall like that, and then you're going to go to your left vanishing point as well. Then you have your next step. Okay, and we know from this point you just draw a line straight up. Okay, just like this over here. Now before we continue, what you're going to do is you're going to actually split these circle lines. You're going to put it on your view over here. So what I'm doing is I'm just drawing these lines down, as you can see. Okay, then what I'm doing is taking my compass, and from the middle I'm measuring to the 1 height. So there's the middle. So there I'm just making a line, and I'm going to go over this with highlighter and a line over there. And then I'm measuring to this point here, making a line and making a line. Okay, so now before I continue, let me just highlight what I did here. So I brought these lines down, okay, and then I took my compass in the middle and I measured to each of these lines and then brought them here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stick them on here like this, and then I'm just going to highlight them so you can see where they are. Okay, so it should look like that, and then obviously the middle bit will be in the middle. All right, so now we are going to grab the next height, which will be the height at this point here. Okay, so we're going to bring that across. We're basically going to do the same thing where we draw from wall to wall. So wall, then we're going to go to our RVP, wall, back to our LVP, wall, okay, and then we're going to take these outside ones here. So this pink one and this pink one over here. And we're going to plot our points on the line that we've just made. So it'll be here and here. Okay, so you see like that. Then before we draw our curve, we're basically just going to finish up here. So we're going to bring this line here across, and we're again going to do wall to wall. So we're going to go wall, 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 and then before I actually do the points, I just want to take the top one as well so that we do it all at once. Okay, so we're going to bring that across over there, and we're going to draw wall, wall, and wall as well. Okay, and then we can bring these points down. So we have our window, which will be here, and then we're all going to bring these points down as well. Well, middle point, not our window point, sorry. Okay, and then you're basically just going to put the rest of your points on the corresponding line. Okay, so it should look like this over here. Okay, and then you're going to connect them as neatly as you can. If you have French curves, use your French curves, but unfortunately not everybody does have French curves. So if you don't have French curves, just try your best to neatly freehand it. And then we're going to grab the thickness here for our circle and bring that down. So you can only bring it down from this point here pretty much. And let me just quickly take that line to LP. Okay, so pretty much you're going to start your arc over there. The bottom will just be straight. And then when you're doing your lines over here, essentially what you're going to be doing is bringing all of these lines back. So let me just show you with this point here. You'll take this line back, okay? You'll grab the thickness point, which would be at the back, so there. You would plot it on that line that you've made. So that would be this line here. And then you would connect your points. Okay, and you're pretty much going to do the same with the rest, but I'm just going to freehand it so that we can focus on the rest. Do not do that, preferably do it the right way. I'm just trying to get through it as quickly as possible. Okay. Okay. So now what we're going to do is the last little bit, which is the wall. It's not too complicated, but some people find it tricky. So basically everything else is done. If you really look at it, you pretty much got the rest of your marks. Depending on how neat your construction is, you might get 6 out of 6. The windows are done, and really it's now just the walls that we need to do. So the first thing we are going to do is make this line here a horizontal line, because you can see it's horizontal here, and then you're going to take this point here, which is to SP, like that, and you're going to drop it onto this line here. And then once you've dropped it, it should look like this. And then we're going to grab this small height here as part of the wall first, and you're going to put it on this line here. Okay, and then you're going to bring it straight back to RVP. All right, and basically once you have done that, you're going to bring the height of the wall straight up to that point. Okay, and then you're again going to draw a horizontal line like this over here. You're going to draw this line up to that line, and then you're going to draw your little points in like that. Okay, now we have got the rest of the wall to stick in, which is pretty much going to be a little bit trickier. I'm just trying to think of a nice way to stick it in, because it's looking a little bit tricky. So what I would do to make it easier for me is I would bring this back here, okay, like the rest of the patio, and bring these two lines forward, okay. And the reason why I would do that is because it would help me establish where the right line needs to be. So in other words, we're going to take the top of the patio over here, okay, just going to extend it a little bit longer. Even if you're working behind the house, it's fine, just keep everything neat. And then I will take these edge points that I've made down to SP, like that. Okay, so the very back point is this one here. So I would stick that on that line over there. Okay, so it sits over there, and then I would take it to my LVP, just like that over there. And then I would do the same with the other points here. Just very, very light. Put it on that line and bring it back like that. So you can see we've got kind of a line at the back now. Let me just highlight over it so that you can see what I mean. Okay, so these 2 points became those 2 lines, right? Okay, so now that we've got those points, we need to grab the height. So we see the height of this wall is over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to firstly take the back line here, bring it up, okay? Then I'm going to take the height of the wall, which is over here. From that point, bring it back onto the line we've just brought up. So you see this line over here. And then take it back to my LVP, back here. Okay, and then you're going to bring these 2 points forward. Okay, so on this back line here that we've got, I'm going to put the first point down, so that means that the line will be over there, and then I'm going to take my ruler, make a mark like that, a little line, and then put the second part of the wall on that line, be over there, okay, which means that my walls points are over here, which is getting a lot more difficult to see. So that's where it is over there, those 2 points, if I had to connect them. Okay, and then I would bring those points down to the little wall that we have over here, this over here, and then I would bring the rest of the wall back using the LVP, so that would go back, and this would go back as well. And then we obviously still have the bottom part of the wall to draw in, so bring that down, okay, and is this in line? The back wall? No? Okay. So then what I would do is I'd grab the height. Let's just see where our bottom height is. From this point here would be back there. Okay, so I would bring this point down here first. Okay, and then where it touches the bottom, which will be this point here, take it to the RVP so it does sort of that. Then we can kind of look where it touches the bottom line, so it will be there. Okay, then we can connect these points here, and then we're going to take the last line, which runs at the back of the house like that. Okay, so it is a little bit tricky, that part, so I hope what I did there made sense for you guys. But yeah, I hope this did help you a little bit. Remember, sometimes things are a little bit tricky, but it will come with practice. Because these are just your June exams, don't panic too much. Obviously, do what you need to do, but if there's something you're not really understanding and you still need a little bit of practice, that's okay. Hopefully you will get it by finals, and I'm sure you will if you just keep practicing. So I hope this helped you, and yeah,